My name is Benedict Owusu. It's a Thursday morning here on the AM show and we'll talk some sports. And this morning I start by asking a question. What's wrong with Barcelona, the team of my producer and his bomb, and also the director who is looking stunning this morning because his wife is in town, Gomez. He also supports Barcelona. Their team not doing too well. Yesterday they lost to Real Madrid by 2-0, and by virtue of that, Real Madrid have won the Spanish Supercopa ahead of the start of the new Spanish La Liga. We'll show you highlights of that game. So it ended 5-1 on aggregate. The first leg 3-1 in favor of Real Madrid, and also 2-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu yesterday. Well, here on the locals in Kumasi, as Santiago are through to the semi-finals of the MTN FA Cup, they've joined Accra Hearts of Oak Mediama All Stars after beating Nia Salamina by 2-1 at the Babaya Stadium yesterday. So Asante Kotoko had to rely on a late penalty to secure that victory, and it was Amos Frimpong, skipper of the side, who scored that goal for the Porcupine Warriors. And after the game, interestingly, their coach Steve Pollack, who definitely will hear from him in our subsequent sports bulletins, noted that the penalty which was handed them in additional time for him wasn't a penalty, and that the referee got it wrong. So he was being objective there. For Coach Steve Pollack, he felt that Nia Salamina, who played very well on the day yesterday, were handed a raw deal, and they shouldn't have, gone down the way they went down. He actually wanted to win the game, but he didn't want to win the game the way it ended yesterday. So it was 2-1 in favor of Asante Kotoko. They are through to the semi-finals. As I noted, they've joined the likes of Accra Hearts of Oak, Mediama SC, and WA All Stars in the semi-finals of this year's MTN FA Cup. So away from the MTN FA Cup, let's talk about sports development. And if you remember very well, it was last Tuesday that we were at the University of Ghana campus where we brought you the basketball clinic. Well, one lady was there to grace the occasion. That's Deputy Education Minister in charge of primary and JHS, Madame Barbara Ashe Ayisi. Well, she spoke to us, and for her, she feels that sports, as a country, we can use sports to reduce unemployment.
We are all talking about unemployment, high rate of unemployment. But if we explore sports, it could be, an area where at least our young people could gain some form of employment. So we should probably shift our attention or also focus on other sports apart from football. And basketball is an area I believe that if you're able to, put in resources, if we're able to support our young people, they'll be able to. Because when you look at the talent here, it's amazing. And I'm so happy that as young as they are, some 10 years, some 12, and they are so skillful, talented. So if you're able to tap their talents whilst they're young, and if we develop it, then they could also grow to become the likes like David West and all the others who have come back home to support.
So we'll talk some more sports here. And President of the Ghana Tennis Federation, Isaac Boaje Dia, has lauded CEO of McDan Group of Companies, that's Dr. Daniel Macaulay, for redeeming his pledge yesterday with the launch of the inaugural McDan Junior Tennis Championship at the tennis court at the Accra Sports Stadium. So the Junior Tennis Championship is bouncing back on August 21 after 10 years. And Dr. Isaac Dia Abuaje, he's not the doctor. The doctor is Daniel Macaulay. He's sponsoring the championship. And for the president, that's Isaac Dia, he's very, very happy and has lauded McDan for such a wonderful initiative.
I would say it's helped a lot. This is also contributes to the renaissance of Ghana tennis. We've seen a lot of competitions for the men, and for the past 10 years, this is what we've been lacking, having tournaments for kids. And thankfully, McDan has come on board, and next week we're going to have the under 12, under 14, and 16 for boys and girls. Last time was 10 years ago.
Wow.
The Milo competition.
Wow.
Yes, I believe that there are no shortcuts to success. And gone were days when we had players ranked the top 300 in Ghana. Currently, there's no player ranked in ITF. So what we started as GTF is to catch them young, starting from 12, 14, 16. And thanks to McDan, we went to Nigeria, and Ghana placed first in the West African Junior Championship. Next month, Ghana is representing West Africa in Morocco. So this tournament will serve as a training purpose for them, and it's also an opportunity for us to unearth talents and put them together. McDan is not only ending here. In December, he has something again for the kids. So it's a program that we've drawn together with my other partners to nurture the kids. Anytime they're on vacation, the high-performing ones, we send them to Winneba, and then we put them on tour. We also send 4 guys who are under 18 boys, which he's planning to train and get ready for Ghana Davis Cup team. And that is what we are doing. We want to catch them. So in 3 years, Ghana would be part of the Davis Cup Zone 2 again. We don't have to play in Africa. So it's a long-term strategy.
So that was President of the Ghana Tennis Federation, Isaac Abuaji, in that interview with Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Atto. So from the local scene, let's talk UEFA Champions League matches that were played yesterday. Remember, 2 days ago was when Liverpool took on Hoffenheim in a Champions League playoff game. Liverpool won that game by 2-1. So yesterday, as many as 5 games were played. Some Ghanaian players were involved in the Celtic Astana game, which was played in Scotland, and Celtic won that game by 5-0. A Ghanaian was in the Astana team, that's Patrick Chimesi, but it was just unfortunate he couldn't help his side as they lost that game by 5 goals. Also, Napoli secured a 2-0 first leg win against their French side Nice by 2-0. Earlier, I saw highlights of how Celtic thumped Astana by 5-0 in Scotland. So we've got one more game to show you, then we'll bring you the full results as well as fixtures of the next UEFA Champions League matches. Istanbul Basaksehir. Yes, that's where a Ghanaian player, Joseph Atamalawe, former Atama youth player, plays his club football. Well, they were at home to Spanish La Liga side Sevilla, and Sevilla won that game by 2-1. So Sevilla went away and won that game by 2-1. So other matches that were played yesterday, Hapoel Beersheva were at home to Maribor. Hapoel Beersheva won that game by 2-1, as well as Olympiacos beating Rijeka by 2-1. So 5 matches were played yesterday. The respective second leg games will be played next week. Remember, Liverpool played 2 days ago, so they will also be at Anfield, where they will play host to Hoffenheim, having won the first leg by 2-1. So we'll move on and we'll talk the Spanish Super Cup finals. The second leg, as I noted in my intro, was played at the Santiago Bernabeu. The first leg was Real Madrid took the first leg by 3-1. So Barcelona, if they were going to do anything at all, they should have scored more than 3 goals to win that game, but it didn't happen, as Real Madrid won by 2-0 to make it 5-1 on aggregate to lift another trophy in less than 2 weeks. So it was just not Barcelona's night, as they lost 2-0 in that second leg game. Congrats to Real Madrid for winning the Spanish Super Cup ahead of the start of the new Spanish La Liga season. So how many titles have they won in less than 2 weeks? 2 titles. What an amazing one for Real Madrid. And it feels good to be a Real Madrid fan at this time. So you saw Cristiano Ronaldo, he's waiting to be named FIFA Best Player and also win the Ballon d'Or after what he did for the side last season. Okay, so we don't have time. Gomez is telling me we don't have time and we have to move on. And quickly do some other stories. Now, Sigurdsson was a player of Swansea City. He has completed his move from Swansea to Everton.
Already knows what it's like to score at Goodison Park, and it's a sight Everton fans will certainly want to get used to from now. It's been one of the window's most high-profile transfers, and at a club record £45 million on a 5-year deal, Everton have completed the deal for Swansea's Gylfi Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson was excellent from dead ball situations for the Swans, scoring and providing assists in abundance. In the Premier League, he was the Welsh club's top performer in front of goal, and surprisingly, he covered more grass than anyone else in the entire league last season.
We worked a long time to get this deal in, and he was one of the key players to bring in. We lost by Lukaku 25 goals, and we need more players than one to get that number of goals, and he's that type of player with a lot of productivity. He knows the Premier League.
The fee paid for the 27-year-old far outweighs the near £32 million Everton paid for Romelu Lukaku in 2014. And with such sums being spent at Goodison, is there now added pressure on Ronald Koeman's side?
When you spend money, people want results, and that's only natural. So we understand that there's probably a bit more expectation on us this season than last, and it's something that you've got to live up to.
So on that note, we end sports this morning here on the AM Show with me, Benedict Osu. Thanks so much for your company, but you can make your way to the Major Online Sports page. I read more sports stories for yourself, and always follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook is at Joy Sports, on Twitter you get us at Joy Sports GH. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the program.